Hello and welcome to another episode of I'd Swipe Right to That. I am one of your hosts, Ian Castro. Joining me as always is,
The Grant Smith.
and joining us sometimes is,
The Darren Wilkinson.
there we go. This is episode 5, movie franchises. Grant, explain what movie franchises are to our audience for those who live under a rock.
Kind of like McDonald's. McDonald's, they are their own franchise. There's a lot of them, but not two McDonald's franchises are ever the same. Sometimes the restaurants are a little bit different. One of them has like the old 1960s, like Elvis Presley, like a wax museum, like people in theirs, and the other ones they're a little bit more modern. They got the touchscreen displays. So like that, movies, they're not ever the same as well too. The first one's always a little bit different than the second. Sometimes it's a trilogy, sometimes it's an anthology. I don't even know what an anthology is, but
A collection.
A collection. These are the movie collections. And Ian, what would you swipe right to this past week? Swipe left. You've been doing already pretty good before we get into this.
Yeah, I've been pretty good. I'm going to swipe right on Sex on the Beach. It is a drink that my sister has taught me to make. I'm having one right now. Not feeling it yet. This is only my first one, but you get raspberry juice, orange juice, a shot of vodka, and a shot of peach schnapps or something like that. And you got yourself Sex on a Beach.
We'll have to do an episode on drinks later on.
There we go. I think we just swipe right to everything. We are alcoholics.
Oh, you know it. You know it.
What about you? Oh, you swipe right or left on something this week?
No, I'm gonna swipe right on Mario Party. More importantly, doing good in Mario Party because I think I beat someone last time. I can't remember.
We're okay. Beating me was easy because I had 0 stars. Were you first place at all?
I can't remember if I was first or second, but I know I was ranking in the coin. So I wasn't.
You were, yeah, you were getting all those coins. I think it was definitely Rahana in the second board that we played. I don't remember. I think was it Noel who won first board?
I think
it could have been. It could have been. I just know that I was 4th place and everyone beat me. So yeah, it's definitely it was easy. I ended with 0 stars both times, which I feel like it's harder to do than get stars. So I'd like to say it's more of a skill that I got 0 both times.
Well, hey, I'm still swiping right through it. So
there we go. All right. So yeah, we're gonna be doing movie franchises today. Our lovely producer is back. Darren, is there something that you're gonna swipe right or left on for the week?
I'm going to swipe left on Florida traffic.
Fair.
Especially during the rain. It's been a pain in my ass this week, making me late to appointments and work.
I feel like it rains every single day at like the same exact 2 times.
Oh yeah, Florida summers are terrible.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there.
But yeah, that's my swipe for the week.
So do you use the express lane at all on the I-4?
I do not actually. I've never been on it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the stretch that I go to work. I can only use it for like one exit, so it doesn't really benefit me. But I guess it works. I see people on it. Seems a little chaotic to get on it for right now, and a lot of people don't know it is like it exists still. So yeah, get on it. I guess at some point. I don't know. Is it beneficial? Does it give you an option to go to work that way?
I think it starts like 3 or 4 exits before my normal exit, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I also have to pay like $6 in tolls on the way home. So like not trying to take extra toll roads,
Oh yeah. We're getting ahead of ourselves though. That's episode 7, toll roads. We're going to be swiping right and left on 417, 408, all the big ones. No,
all of them will be lefts for me.
Yeah, exactly. But no, movie franchises. Our lovely producer made this beautiful PowerPoint presentation. I'm using a lot of A lot of descriptive words, beautiful, lovely. It's what Darren does to me for sure.
And you do the same for me, buddy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Am I
right.
interrupting something? Or?
Oh, sorry, Grant. I didn't know you were here.
I got lost in Ian's eyes. I apologize, Grant.
Yeah, I'm using my ring light right now. Whew.
It works.
Thanks. Okay. What is the first one that we are going to be discussing today in terms of movie franchises? Whoa.
Star Wars.
Talking about Star Wars. Those crazy stars.
Those crazy wars.
No, it's a Bill Murray SNL sketch.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's like Star Wars, those crazy stars.
Is the whole sketch like someone who hasn't seen Star Wars tries to explain it as a musical, or?
Be honest with you, I think it's just the song.
Oh,
yeah, it's pretty great.
Would you swipe right to it, or?
Would I swipe right to the song? I'd swipe right to just about anything Bill Murray does. Sadly, he's not in any of these franchises we're talking today, I don't think. Unless he makes a crazy appearance in like Fast and Furious and I don't know about it.
Not that I will.
Not that I'm just Bill Murray and FF7 cameo. Man, but Star Wars, that's where it all began for a lot of us little kids. We grew up in the era of 1, 2, and 3, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. But I think I can safely speak for all three of us and say our parents showed us the original trilogy first because they're cultured. Am I right, guys?
100%.
Exactly.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So we grew up on this. Once we developed enough of an attention span and all that, they came out with a different trilogy, and we hated that one. No, but yeah.
What immediately comes to mind when I'm looking back at my childhood with my parents like introducing me to Star Wars back in the day, I was really into it. I finished watching like the New Hope. I got like this one special book that talked about like all the Star Wars characters. And like if you had certain buttons on it where if you pressed it, it would have certain sound effects. There was a girl in my neighborhood back when I was living in Illinois. She wanted to come hang out that day. I closed the door on her face because I was like too enthralled with that book. Like I was just way too big into Star Wars back then. My mom made me apologize to her later on, but
yeah.
But it's what Star Wars does to you.
You'd rather push the buttons of a book than wow. That I've never heard that story before, and that's so on par with your character. I'm just playing. But oh man, I think we all have that special relationship. I still have all the toys from Star Wars, the Clone Wars, that is gonna basically be my inheritance to my kids when I'm old and frail. That's what I'm gonna. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm gonna give them. I have an entire Darth Vader toy case. I say Darth Vader, it's like his helmet basically, full of clone troopers alone. I mean, I had a bucket full of all the other like toys with like the Jedi, all that kind of stuff, but no, I put my clone troopers in their own special case just because they're that special to me.
100%.
Oh yeah, they're by far my favorite part of Star Wars. Just the camaraderie, the brothership,
and the Legos.
And oh my gosh, yeah, we're not even talking about the Legos. You give me another like Lego franchise. There's not one better than Star Wars.
100%. They need, if they made like a Lego Star Wars movie, like how they did for like Lego Batman, ooh, that'd be killing it.
Those exist, but they're not on the same level as like the Lego Batman movie for sure. You're right.
Not the same quality, but if they did come out with one, hey, I'd be down for it.
Oh yeah, I mean, I heard that Lego Batman is one of the best Batman movies. I've never seen it, but you've said great things about it, and I've heard great things about it. But yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at this list right now.
Bangers,
beautiful, man. Like even the colors, it's enthralling. What?
I'm gonna hit you with a hard one. If there's one movie that you see on this screen that you're gonna swipe left to, what's it gonna be?
That's not a hard one. That's Rise of Skywalker.
You see, I was gonna swipe left to that one too because I still haven't seen it.
Oh, really? Oh, wait. You need to see, like, I think it's a tie, actually. You could swipe left on Rise of Skywalker or Solo on this.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Solo
was okay.
Solo was okay, but did they do it correctly? I don't think so. They could have been put in a different direction. What they're doing right now with the Obi-Wan show, as well as Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian, like that's what they should have done with Solo. But you know, I love Star Wars. If there's a new show or a new movie, I'm going to watch it. It's one of those things where at this point you're trapped. It's a trap. Yeah.
You're just ensnared in it. Well, easy swipe right for me.
Easy swipe right for me, for sure.
Perfect. Then let's see what our next one is. Jurassic Park. Da-na-na-na. Wait, no, how's the thing go? Fuck.
There we go.
I don't even know what I was doing at first, but Jurassic Park, it's a good one. I think the original trilogy was pretty good. I really like Jurassic World when the first one came out. They're part of that series. Chris Pratt really good. But yeah, I've heard the new one is kind of, but
I'll be completely honest with you guys. I saw the first Jurassic Park for sure. I've seen it a couple times. And then I saw the first two Jurassic Worlds. Other than that, I have not seen 2 and 3 of the original trilogy, and I haven't seen the new one. I don't really have a desire to either. I heard that it was the worst of all of 6 of these. So not something I'm exactly going to pay money for. But yeah, I mean, it has a soft spot for me as well. I mean, what kid doesn't grow up loving dinosaurs? They have feathers.
true. Is that scientifically accurate?
Scientifically accurate. It looks like Jurassic Park didn't catch up to that. No, just fine. But no, I mean, think about what impact it's had on generations. And also, Velocicoaster, one of the best roller coasters ever, is based off of Jurassic World. So you gotta love it. Yeah. Would you say that what's your favorite dinosaur? If you had to choose one.
If I had to swipe right to a dinosaur, it'd probably be probably a pterodactyl. Because they can fly. They're unique. They have the advantage. They have the height advantage. They have the high ground. If we're going back to Star Wars, yeah, no, I feel like what you said too. It kind of inspired a whole generations of kids who were like their whole personality for probably second and third grade, probably fourth grade was all dinosaur related. They had like TV shows like related to educating kids about dinosaurs. I remember. I even had there was this one Nintendo DS game where it was like Pokemon where you would collect dinosaurs and it was like rock, paper, scissors with how you would fight other dinosaurs. It was so much fun.
Oh, that's cool.
But you gonna swipe right on any dinosaurs in particular?
Yeah, I mean, what's the one with the long neck? Is that a Stegosaurus?
Is it Bronchiosaurus?
Bronchiosaurus?
Bronchosaurus?
Let's see what our producer comes up with. The long neck boy is my favorite. They just
a Brachiosaurus, I believe.
Brachiosaurus. There we go. I've always had a soft spot for them as well, man. Like they just seem so chill. They're not fighting. No one's gonna fight them because they're like huge. And they have a really long neck to where they can reach stuff.
Gentle giants.
Gentle giants. I like that. Yeah. You never really see dinosaurs in all these movies like fuck with them just because they're so big.
100%. And even then, if they're gonna want to fight you, they're just gonna stomp on you because they're not carnivores,
Exactly. And everyone's beneath them, literally and figuratively.
Not
like
pterodactyls.
You do anything? Huh?
Not pterodactyls.
They eventually have to land. But yeah, swiping right.
Swipe right. Yeah, I feel like with this, it's a swipe right for me, but it's like not as strong of a swipe right as it is for Star Wars. Like
No,
it doesn't hit that same nostalgic spot. It's like, yeah, I see them on Bumble. They look pretty cute. I'm gonna still swipe right, but if they don't swipe right back on me, I'm not gonna complain about it. I'm just saying.
yeah, Jurassic Park definitely had to earn its keep. The fact that it's continued to remain relevant, is a win, and that's why we are swiping right. But it could have very easily have just been the original trilogy, and they could have just done away with it. But they wanted to keep relevant, and they wanted to keep with the nostalgia, so they're gonna keep cranking those babies out. And fucking love Jeff Goldblum. So
True. True. Oh, swiping right to that. Now, Fast and Furious.
this is by far my favorite Bill Murray movie. As we were talking about earlier. Oh man, I haven't seen any of these except the last one.
You're already ahead of me, son.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen any of the ones that have numbers in them. I've seen Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, I've seen the trailers for that one. That one I was actually like more interested in just because it seemed like more pure action than it did like driving as much. I don't know.
No, yeah, you're completely right. Um, and it focused on just two characters as opposed to they got an entire universe of people. I don't know their names. I feel like I can just name a bunch of cliche like Italian bro dude names,
Mhm.
and if I just listed like 10 of them, 9 out of 10 of those would be characters from Fast and Furious.
Like Mortasio or like Domani or I feel like Domani is probably a strong Italian name for that.
Yeah, you can literally tell me anything about this franchise, and I just believe it because I hear that it's just so outrageous at this point.
Part of me like wants to go back and like watch them one day just to see how much it escalates into absurdity. But at the same time, it's like I just haven't had the time yet. We'll make a time for it. We'll make time for it. But for now, it's a swipe left from me.
Yeah, good on you if you make time for it. It's gonna have to be on, and I'm at a doctor's office waiting for 2 hours for me to see it, or I'm over. I'm being held hostage at a family barbecue, and with like a 5-year-old nephew or something of mine just loves cars, and they put this on. That's the only way I'm gonna watch this.
That's pretty accurate because I feel like these movies. I don't know. I don't know if I can confidently say like like this franchise like inspired like a generation of young kids to be into cars as like Jurassic Park inspired kids to be into dinosaurs. But but it's exactly that where it's like I'm gonna watch this if a little kid is like if nephew or something like that is watching it. I'll have some background music, background
Yeah,
noise. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Swiping left. Yeah,
Swiping left.
plain and simple.
Aliens. Pretty good series. I remember I can't remember Darren if we also saw it with you. One of the ones from the newer series. I think it was
I
that
feel
with
saw
like
it
we
with-
might have seen Prometheus.
was it that?
We might have seen that with you. I know we saw it with a couple of my Chick-fil-A coworkers as well, Grant.
Okay, that could be it. That could be it.
No, yeah. I
It was
think that was
probably that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a dark spot when Noel, Grant, and I we went to different high schools than Darren. So I saw him once every 2 months or something like that.
Yeah, they were the smart kids, so had to go to that special school.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh man. But yeah, I can honestly not tell you which ones I've seen.
I think I've
I-
definitely seen like 4 out of 6 or 5 out of 6 of these.
Wow.
I've seen the original trilogy.
I think I've only seen Alien, the
Mhm.
first one. I might have seen. I definitely saw Prometheus because we saw it together, I think. But do I remember it? no.
Some scenes, but not all of it.
Yeah, I mean the biggest memory that I have with Alien, the great movie ride that was at Hollywood Studios at at Disney. Uh, I mean, I remember that part of the ride where the lady is holding the gun and she's like looking around. I always got scared at that part, like as a little kid, just because you knew that the alien was gonna pop down and like scare you on the ride, even though it wasn't supposed to be a scary ride. But yeah, it was that's my best experience with Alien. It's something I definitely want to give a shot. I mean, I'll give it more of a shot than Fast and Furious for sure.
Every now and then I get in this weird part of YouTube where it'll start giving me a lot of comic book lore for franchises like this. So like Star Wars, like I remember watching a whole like 40-minute video about like the backstory of like General Grievous. The same thing happened with Alien, where like I ended up learning a lot about like the different doctors that like interacted and studied the aliens. There's like a whole like little subgenre on YouTube that I found interesting. I got a little bit more enthralled into that just hearing the story, but even then, like the original trilogy is really good with how they just approach things. Really strong like lead character too as well with these, like did fantastic.
I forget if it's on here later. I'm sorry if it is. Is Predator on this list?
I don't think so. I was thinking about
It
that
is
like
not.
It is not. Okay. We could talk about Predator now then. The Alien versus Predator stuff is I've heard I've heard mixed reviews, but I heard like the action scenes are at least pretty good.
Alien versus Predator 2 is garbage. Like I
Oh,
would
really?
die on that hill, bro. The second movie, it is like weirdly offensive too. Like they make jokes about like mental illness, like people with certain diseases, and it's just like, who wrote this? Like, I don't know. I watched it with my dad before. It was one of those hangouts where like it was his last day before he had to like go back up to Vegas or something like that, and it was kind of sad that that was like the last movie we saw before like then he went back to Vegas. I mean, we ended up like hanging out more and more, but for that to be like his last day in Florida and then going back and then coming, just a sour note with Alien versus Predator 2. I haven't seen the first one, but I'm sure, like you said, the action shots are great.
Yeah, for sure. I think Rick and Morty does an episode, but do these people not learn? Like, don't touch a fucking wet egg. it's it's bad things happening with a wet egg.
Wish they taught that in primary school.
I wish they taught me that primary school is the way Grant said elementary school.
What am I in the UK now?
Yeah, I know exactly. That's what I thought as well. That's why I'm like, that's a UK thing. I like it though. I think I like it better than elementary school.
Yeah.
Like the word. But I'm gonna still swipe right. I'm gonna give it a shot. And one day I will watch it. I'm still more of a ET guy as opposed to Alien.
Well, do you like the ET ride better than Alien? That's the question.
What do you mean?
The ET ride at Universal versus the ride at Alien, the one that you were talking about with the Hollywood studios.
Oh, I mean, fuck. ET is the fucking classic, and it's still there. The great movie ride is Dunzo.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Dunzo. But yeah, I'll swipe right. You said you swipe right as well.
Yeah, soft swipe right. Sorry.
Soft. Yeah.
It higher than Jurassic Park, but not as high as Star Wars still, if I'm ranking them.
Nice.
Swipe rights nonetheless. Oh baby.
Oh baby. What is there to say? I mean, if you're thinking about classic movie franchises, it's going to be Twilight, Star Wars, Indiana Jones. I mean,
Easy.
Twilight's up there. Twilight is the number one. And I say that with the utmost, don't believe me. No, I still like it. I went on a binge in my deepest, darkest time during the pandemic. Did I come out a better man for it? I'm still trying to find out.
Oh, Twilight, my main nostalgia piece with that. I'm feeling nostalgic going back to all these series now. My main thing was during like a field trip not a field trip. It was like during summer camp. We had one like tour where we went around some nature reserve. I can't remember for the life of me, but I think we ended up going there sometime for another trip at Dala. I can't remember, but some nature reserve. The biggest rage though was the Edwards versus Jacobs, and Burger King had like ads for it. Every place had like different advertisements, like fighting for it. Like if you got a certain drink, you'd be supporting Jacob. If you got a certain drink, you'd be supporting Edward. I was Team Jacob because the most common compliment that I would get from people is that I would look like Taylor Lautner.
Yeah, you still get that, by the way. Like and a certain light, and then a certain, like if you just don't smile, basically, like just do it. There we go. I'm speaking with Taylor Lautner right now. But yeah, no, like it's definitely nostalgic. I believe I saw all 5 of these movies in theaters, surprisingly, with my Filipino grandparents.
Even the awkward scene where like they just humping on the bed and they break the bed.
Yeah, you talking about Breaking Dawn Part 1? Yes. How do I know that? Because I just watched them. But no, I mean, I believe no. I think back in the day I was Team Jacob just because I felt bad for the guy. But he did some shitty stuff to Bella, where Edward, he was kind of there like all the way. I know he left at one point, guys. If you guys are gonna roast me for this shit for those diehard fans, but at the end of the day, it's fucking Team Edward, Team Pasty, guys. Boo, yeah, whatever. Man, a trilogy. I mean, not a trilogy. A franchise is so good when they don't want it to end and they had to break down the last movie into 2 parts.
Like Harry Potter.
Exactly. People didn't want it to end. And guess what? It's coming back. No, I'm just playing. I have no idea. Should it? Definitely not. Was the acting good? Definitely not. Is it nostalgic? And we're gonna, continue watching it for years and years to come? Definitely.
For me, so it sounds like it's a swipe right for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna swipe left. I'm not that into it. I did see all the movies, wasn't entirely my thing, but you know what I am gonna swipe right on? The freaking parody movie Vampires Suck, where they make fun of
yeah. I remember that being really good.
I remember seeing that in theaters. That was
when I mean really good, I mean funny. That movie was by far, like, any of those parody movies are not supposed to be good, but it's just always so funny that you made it as a franchise when a parody movie like that comes out.
And you know what doesn't have a parody movie like that, or at least to my knowledge? Harry Potter. I'm just saying. I don't think so, right?
That is not in regular theaters.
Yeah. Maybe Scary Movie like made a joke about them, but I can't say that they got their own separate one like Vampire Suck has.
I mean, you could probably find some parody movies on a website also known as The Hub.
Yeah, nothing really notable. Epic Movie. I don't know if you guys remember that back in 2007. Had some references, but that's about it.
Epic Movie, is that the one with Drake Bell?
I believe it is. Yeah.
Nice. I remember liking that one.
Swipe
that
right.
Was yeah, swipe right for me on Twilight. Team Edward.
No, Drake Bell's not in that. You're thinking superhero movie.
Oh, I'm thinking a superhero movie. What's Epic Movie then?
I've never seen it.
The Narnia one?
No, it's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory as most of the setting.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's looks interesting.
Hell yeah. This PowerPoint is just so well done. This is an episode you have to watch, people. You can't just listen in your car.
Rahana.
Yeah.
I
No, yeah, I think she does listen in her car, but no. Just to let you guys know, it's just beautiful. Well done, Darren. Well done.
Can we get claps in the comment section?
I
Yes.
appreciate the praise, guys. That was whipped up in a quick 2 hours. So
Nice. All right. What is next? Ooh, so this is the Drake Bell parody. This,
Yes.
yeah, and then he played Spider-Man. He
In
played an
the
animated Spider-Man, like Spider-Man and Friends or something like that.
Did he really?
He did because I didn't meet him, but at a Comic-Con, he was there as the voice of Spider-Man. He was in one of those
he was in Ultimate Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah,
Oh.
he's a pedophile now, so we won't talk about him anymore.
He shoots a different kind of web.
No.
I'm getting canceled.
Yep. No. Man, I mean, they did it, guys. Spider-Man connected every single movie to each other. So
He did it good too.
they did it really, really well. I mean, basically, whenever the first Spider-Man came out, that's where you have to start the Marvel Cinematic Universe at this point. You have to start there. And one of these days, I have to go back and watch that original trilogy again, just because every single time I do, I am never disappointed. Maybe a little bit with Spider-Man 3 and that haircut.
Yep.
And people have told me that I used to have that haircut. But otherwise, well done. It's just so stunning to look at all these right in front of me.
They even brought in Venom too, when you think about it as well.
Oh, hey,
That's
yeah.
it.
I mean, not listed on this PowerPoint is all the Venom movies, and you can even put those in there at this point. It's hard to say who my Spider-Man is because we kind of are at that age where when we were little kids, it was of course Maguire. When we were teenagers, it was Garfield.
Mhm.
And now us being adults, it's fucking Holland. But I mean, we were around for all of it, and it's really hard. Do you have a Spider-Man?
I'll say my answer, but then I'm gonna make you choose. If you had to swipe right on one of these, which one would it be? But for me, I'm gonna have to swipe right on probably gonna be Maguire. I really like Spider-Man 3, even though it had its flaws. I love Sandman. I love Venom in that one. I just I like the villains the most in that series. And yeah, Maguire. Original. It's pizza time. Come on, fantastic. But if you had to swipe right on one of these Spider-Man, which would it be?
I'm in general Spider-Man or their movies.
General Spider-Man.
Whew. I mean, here's my long answer, and then I'll get to my if I had a gun pointed to my head. The best Spider-Man acting wise, I feel like is Garfield. He had the most wit. He was the most awkward Peter Parker. I did not think he played a teenager well. Same with Garfield. I feel like he's the best Peter Parker. And then with Tom Holland, I think he's the kind of the best of both worlds, but he's more so they put that MCU spin on it. But with the other two, there was no code.
Mhm.
They did their own thing, especially the original trilogy. Like they made their own beaten path, and basically Holland is taking after them. But if I had to gun to my head, I mean it's definitely Maguire. Swipe right. Yeah.
No, that's
But
good points. So,
yeah, that's my roundabout answer. I feel like the best action scenes or best like quips like as a Spider-Man, like Garfield is so funny. Like if you rewatch number 1, he is hilarious. I love that scene where he's trying to find his uncle's killer, and he's like he scouts that guy out in the back of his car. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I remember it more so with Maguire, but I can't.
I mean, oh yeah, it's beautiful. I love Spider-Man as a character. I mean, we're talking about the 3 live action. We're ignoring the fact that there's also Into the Spider-Verse on here, which Miles Morales is an amazing Spider-Man as well.
100%.
I'm I'm currently reading Miles Morales Spider-Man right now.
Yeah.
I just finished the 2016 run of the comic, and now I'm on the 2018 run. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Peter Parker, the original Spider-Man, and Tobey Maguire. Yeah,
Nice. Strong
as a
swipe
whole,
rights. Strong swipe
as
rights.
oh yeah, as a whole, as strong. I like this. The soft, strong, swipe rights. It's a strong swipe right.
It's a super like, back when Tinder gave those out for free,
They're not free anymore.
No, Tinder, like they updated it now where you actually have to like pay to super like people on it used to be like once a day you would get one super like for free, but then they removed, I think girls, they might still get the opportunity to super like, but I think they stopped it now for everybody where it's like a paid feature. They want pay to play.
What is the difference between a super like and a like?
So it's a little bit more special in the sense that like if you only get one super like a day, then hey, if you use it on that one person, that means it's more sentimental. Like they really like you out of everybody. Like Hinge, I think does something similar. I'm not on Hinge, but I think they do something similar where you only get a certain amount of swipes a day, which makes it more like a lot more selective on it. So if you do get a rose on Hinge, that means a lot more.
Just to that person?
Yep.
Okay. For some reason I thought a super like was kind of like a cheat code to where even if that person swiped left to you, since you super like them, you're still gonna show up in their feed or something like that. I thought it was broken like that. I guess that way, the way that you're describing it, I guess it's just more of a sentimental aspect.
So Tinder will also show you too. Like I've had girls with like, not to toot my own horn, but they've like super liked me on there, and I could still like it will tell me that they liked me before I could swipe right or left on them.
Ah.
So kind of a bad guy if you swipe left on somebody who super liked you though. So
because you already know.
yeah, you already know. You kind of have that on your conscience. But
Have you done that?
yeah.
Ah! All right. What's the next franchise? Oh, let's go.
Man.
Wow.
Man, so we talked about Lego Batman, earlier.
There we go.
Good movie. Good movie. A lot of these ones, I love the original trilogy of Batman Begins. I actually had my own like little Batman moment too, where I was watching Batman Begins, and it was during the same scene where Batman gets like too scared of while he's watching the opera theater, and he wants to leave the movie because he's scared of the bats and all that. I can't remember if I just got scared or if I got way too bored watching the first one as a kid and I wanted to leave. So if my parents were shot during that time, I mean, I kind of deserved it because it's Batman. So, yeah, I had a similar Batman moment, I guess.
Nice.
That's my initial nostalgia.
Nice. I mean, my first take on this, just based off of the posters that I'm looking at in front of me, Ben Affleck was fucking jacked to be Batman. Holy shit. It took me a long time to watch Robert Pattinson's Pattinson
Twilight guy.
Paddington.
Paddington Bear.
That's what I was going for. Wait, you said Pattinson?
Yes.
Peterson?
Parker?
That's a bit closer, yeah.
Is it wait, it's Patterson, right? Patterson.
Thanks.
I'm pretty sure it's Pattinson.
Pattinson. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't hear you. Okay, yeah. It took me a while to get that name right. It also took me a while to watch his Batman. Like everyone saw it in theaters. I never did. And then it went on HBO Max, and then I finally watched it. And I liked it. I was kind of on the fence about it at first, just because my attention span nowadays, can it reach 3 hours if it's not in a movie theater? I don't know.
Did you see the Zack Snyder cut
of Justice League?
Yeah.
No. That's like 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
5? Jesus Christ. No, I haven't seen it. I've seen clips just because I'm a Green Lantern guy, and apparently some Green Lanterns showed up in there. But man, you're right. That trilogy, Batman Begins, Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, that's going to be the epitome of Batman movies for a while. We'll see what Pattinson does with it, but I mean, right away, I don't think he's a good Bruce Wayne.
Mhm.
If we were talking about who's a good Peter Parker and who's not earlier with Spider-Man, Pattinson wasn't a Bruce Wayne. He was an okay Batman. He was an okay Batman. But Christian Bale, you could say whatever you want about that guy because apparently he's a dick, but he's a really good Batman. Michael Keaton, I've seen clips. Val Kilmer, I've seen clips. Other than that, I mean, is it bad that I haven't seen those?
I mean, the one that I feel like you definitely got to see from this. I mean, yeah, of course, you got the original trilogy, but a really good one is like Batman Returns. Like Danny DeVito does pretty good as the Penguin. Like just the acting, it's on point. Like I don't even think that it's like it's a lot darker. It's not even a lot of humor in it too. I think there's a sad ending for it all. They did good. That's like a good cinema right there.
And I've heard great things about Michael Keaton as Batman, so I think I really do have to get into Batman Returns. He's not the one in the first picture, right? Who's the first Batman that I'm looking at right now? Is that?
I don't like to say it's Keaton.
Is it still Keaton? Did he do 2 movies?
Yeah, because there's definitely something that came before Batman Returns, and I feel like they did do it. I do like that first one of Batman because they do a really good job explaining like both Batman and Joker's origins. Like I think in that one, that's the one where Joker ends up killing Batman's parents, and then Batman being Batman, he ends up like fighting the Joker before he became the Joker, and that's what like he causes him to fall into the chemical like plant or something like that, and that's what causes him to be Joker. They become their own yins to their yang. Like it's crazy. It's the Orbeus worm or something like that, where the snake is eating itself. Aurora Boreal? No, I can talk about. Great story is what I'm getting at.
Nice. Yeah, Batman's all around. It's another one of those where, guess what? They're gonna keep making them, and we're gonna keep choking down, whatever they have to put down our throats. But
yeah.
What was that?
When it's hot and steamy.
Exactly. And boy, does it get hot and steamy for good old Bruce Wayne.
Swiping right.
It's still it's a hard, or it's like a strong swipe. Not as strong as Spider-Man, but hard swipe.
For me, it's like on the same level as like Star Wars. Like,
same level as Star Wars? Yeah. Okay.
Good stuff.
Good stuff.
James Bond.
Oh my God. There's so many of them. Wow. I'm going to hide you gentlemen for a second because I just need to look at how many there are here. Holy wow. Okay. Out of all of these, I've seen all of the Daniel Craig ones besides the new one, which is Spectre, I believe. And then I also saw. I'll get back to you on that. Grant, tell me about you.
I've seen a few of these selectively. I've definitely seen like the latest 4. I'd like to say I've definitely seen Casino Royale. Quantum of Solace is hard to ring a bell. I've seen Skyfall and Spectre. I saw Spectre on like on a plane ride to New York. I've seen one other. I've seen Goldfinger and Man with Golden Gun. Octopussy is not ringing any bells though. That one has me wondering if that was snuck in there for fun even.
No, that is the name of one of the movies. I saw View to a Kill.
Really?
Yeah. I'm not. Is that one of the names of the movies here?
Third row, second one.
Third row, second. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I saw View to a Kill. That's the only one of the older ones that I've seen. I wanted to see, what James Bond was before I started watching like the Daniel Craig one for the first time, and I just chose that one.
Mhm.
I mean, the old James Bond, it's kind of rapey. It's kind of very misogynistic. And man, does he not give a shit about women back in the day. Yeah, it's they've definitely revamped this franchise with Daniel Craig. I would highly recommend that you start with that and you know take it with
carefully.
take it with a grain of salt with anything else that you see with with James Bond. I need to watch the most recent one because I heard it was a really good send off for Daniel Craig. Um it's gonna be a swipe right, but on new era James Bond. Anything else? I mean, you got the lore, you have the legacy, but some of those movies are not watchable.
Yeah. If you're swiping right on this for the old stuff, like you're gonna go on a first date in a public place just in case, because you don't know how it's gonna end. You know what I'm saying? So
What?
if you're gonna swipe right on the old stuff, like if we're equating it and you match and you're going on a date with old school golden eye James Bond, you're going on a date in a public setting.
Yeah, no, yeah. If
You
you,
are
I get it. If you go on a date with somebody who loves Octopussy,
you can't go to like their place for the first date. You don't know
no,
what's gonna happen. Like that's
no.
red flag.
They could be a man with a golden gun. They could be from Russia with love.
They could
They could be Doctor No. they're not a match for you.
you could you see if you probably swipe right to old school, you think you'll be getting Thunderball, you're getting something suave. No, you're gonna get Austin Powers when you show up to that door.
Yeah. And if you're gonna go on that date, you have to do it in the living daylights.
So I think I'm swiping left. The new stuff is definitely good, but I'm gonna swipe left if I'm judging the franchise as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah. Legacy. I mean, before we go to the next slide, Austin Powers.
That's the one where I definitely saw the whole trilogy. I thought it was funny how they do it. They do a great bit with like even the small details in some of these movies, like how a lot of times with the original James Bond, like you'll have them talking like to Russians or to people in other countries, and they'll have like subtitles there. I remember Austin Powers, they had this great bit where they're talking to people from another country, and they're like, "Oh, would you like to try this shit to eat?" And then they end up moving one of the props out of this way because Austin gets really offended. You want me to eat shit? And they're like, "No, no, no. Look, shiitake mushrooms."
Yeah.
Stupid stuff, but it just like plays so well into like the themes that you see so often with these movies. So yeah, I'm swiping right on to that. Maybe I'm immature, but
No, not at all. I I remember Will Ferrell. He has a very small part in the Austin Power movies, and he basically in every single movie he dies or they kill him, and it just takes him forever to die. Like they do like a pullback chair, and he goes into lava. He's like and then like a couple seconds pass by, and they're about to like continue on, and then he's like, "I'm still down here. It hurts." It takes him forever to die, and just those subtle moments in Austin Powers. I'm swiping right on that. It has that it's based off of James Bond. Like you can't tell me that it came from anywhere else.
100%.
Yeah.
Awesome. Harry Potter.
Or whatever that shit is. Oh man. I mean, I was late to the game with Harry Potter. I'll be fucking honest about that. I didn't start reading those until sophomore year of high school.
You read them?
Okay, so this is what I did. I was like, you know what? I should probably get into Harry Potter at some point, or I'm gonna be judged as an adult. So a sophomore year of high school, I would read a book, watch the movie, read the book, watch the movie, and so on and so forth. And hey, that's kind of something I want to do again. I wish I had that much free time in my adult life, but it was really fun.
Ironic now how you watched and read the books because you thought you'd be criticized for not watching them and reading them, but now these days you get criticized if you get way too into them as an adult.
No, I mean, I never got
That into you never had like a birthday party that was Harry Potter themed.
exactly. I will, however, say when I was reading them and when I was like peak into Harry Potter, if you go back to junior year of high school, my yearbook photo is me wearing a Slytherin shirt.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, that was kind of cringy.
That's
That's the extent though. I mean, I've watched all these countless times at this point. And I love it. You got the entire Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Orlando. If we talked about Velocicoaster earlier.
we have
Velocicoaster and Hagrid's. Oh my gosh, I just went on Hagrid's on Tuesday, and I think I officially have my answer. I like Hagrid's more than Velocicoaster. I've official. Yeah,
You've heard it here first, folks.
you've heard it here first. I was on the fence. I do Velocicoaster a lot more than I do Hagrid's when I go to Universal.
Mm.
But yeah, Hagrid's is way better.
How did your
And
dad like it? I know he it was also his first time going on it, right?
it was his first time. He absolutely enjoyed it. I think he chose it over Velocicoaster as well.
Thanks.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I have all the books. I'm looking behind on my bookshelf right now. I have all the books. I used to have Harry Potter. I had like 3 wands. My dad used to work at Universal as well. And when people would leave their wands and they didn't claim them after like a 2 weeks or something like that, he would be able to bring them home. So I had Harry Potter's wand. I had the Elder wand. I have Bellatrix Lestrange's wand. I had Hermione's. I got rid of 3 out of 4. I only have Bellatrix's wand left, but yeah, loved it. All these kids grew up and they're really good actors now too.
Good series as well. Like again, like with a lot of these franchises, they just inspire, like they shape personalities weirdly enough. I know I made fun of that, but like you had a whole generation of kids who were really into like Harry Potter and wizardry and all of that. Trying to think. I remember as a kid, I would get like I was being tutored for some reason in elementary school. I can't remember why I was getting tutored that
Being
early.
bad,
Probably
just being straight bad.
a bad boy. Well, the tutor thought that I was actually a bad kid because maybe it was for piano lessons or something like that. I took piano lessons. I don't remember anything about that now. I can't play for Jack. But I can't play for Tom either. Heyo. The dad jokes of all dad jokes. But no, she thought I was a bad kid because I talked about watching the Harry Potter movies, and she was like hardcore Christian. Like if you watch Harry Potter, you needed to repent. You needed to like. She talked to my mom after one of the sessions one time, I think, just because he's like, oh, we don't really allow that here. Like unless like it got to the point where mom was like, all right, you can't talk about Harry Potter with her at all. She's against it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Darren, were you in Mr. Bowling's class in 3rd grade or 5th grade?
Just 3rd grade.
Just 3rd grade. Oh man. I remember he went on some spiel one day in class saying how Harry Potter was like witchcraft and it was the devil, all that kind of shit. The reason I ask you is because I completely forgot until Grant was talking about that. that happened, one, and two, that you were in that class with me.
I could never forget Mr. Bowling. He
Oh,
touched me like no other man ever has, you know?
oh my God.
And
Yeah.
even when I was about 20 years old, I saw him in a Target and he continued to touch me. So,
Yeah, he is a very touchy-feely guy. He
yeah,
was my third and fifth grade teacher. How did I
nothing too
fucking luck?
far. I don't want to make him sound like a bad guy.
No, yeah, no. He was okay.
Just a little strange.
A little strange. He would talk about his Latino wife in class to third graders, and also how he liked them Hispanic. Yep, that was a thing, and he
He showed
also,
us a lot of movies of dogs dying,
yes,
like
and
Where the Red Fern Grows, Old Yeller. I feel like we watched Marley and Me. I don't remember.
I think so. Do you remember? Oh my God, this is crazy. Do you remember him showing us a video compilation of President Obama stuttering?
No, but that was probably in the fifth grade class
Oh
because
yeah, you're right.
I think third grade was pre-Obama.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, man, that's the kind of teacher he was. They don't let
Grant,
teachers
be
do
happy
that.
you weren't at that school, man. I mean, great school. Don't get me wrong, but Mr. Bowling was something special.
They don't let teachers do that much anymore at all, actually.
Did
Uh,
did your guys' school have I know mine did it. It was in fourth grade before I moved to Florida. We had to actually like do our own like mini election for Mitt Romney versus Obama. Like they got all of this like kids together to go like cast their vote in for it.
That
I
sounds
think
horrible.
I think it was like I don't know if it was an Illinois thing or if it was something that they were just doing on the news because like I think they wanted to like get kids' opinions on it too to vote for it. I can't remember what the outcome was for the life of me, but I remember having to vote in that, and it was just like for me, it was just every other day. I felt like oh, like I'm actually part of the official electoral process. So I was
Well,
curious
Grant,
if
if you
like
don't
you
mind
guys.
us asking, who did you vote for?
I think I voted for Mitt Romney.
Oh, Jesus.
As a fourth grader, so in my infinite wisdom, again like what my tutor said, I was corrupted by Harry Potter, so yeah.
Harry Potter, if he was American, would vote for Mitt Romney.
Most definitely.
No, that is not the takeaway.
How many characters like Barack Obama are in the Harry Potter movies? Let's get real here.
Or in the MCU. Probably.
There's you got Rhodey, Falcon.
What's this loophole that we went down?
So yeah, it's swipe right to Harry Potter.
I've just swiped right to Harry Potter. And what's next?
I believe we're on to our speed round.
Oh shit. I started by asking you the last time we did the speed round, so I go first and you ask me.
Yes.
Okay. Do we want to go in crazy order? And I don't know what you're gonna say next.
Sure.
Do it.
Alrighty. Ian. Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
Mission Impossible.
Left.
Star Trek.
Right.
Indiana Jones.
Right.
Saw.
Left.
Sharknado.
Left. Nice.
In hindsight, we should have done this in order because I can't remember. I'm not gonna remember the order of what we said.
Oh, don't worry. We don't have to go in the same order. 3, 2, 1. Sharknado.
Right.
Mission Impossible.
Left.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Left.
Star Trek.
Left.
Saw.
Right.
Indiana Jones.
Left.
What? Okay.
I'm not that big on a lot of these franchises.
Okay. Let's dissect yours first because you swiped right on Sharknado, which I assume is because you've seen them.
Yes.
But with Star Trek, Pirates, and Mission Impossible, is it just because you haven't seen the majority of them or any of them?
So I feel like I've seen at least half of all of these franchises movies, like respectively. But even then, like I just wasn't enough to get me into them. Like definitely seen the first like Pirates of the Caribbean. I think I've seen like I know Star Trek they reboot so much. If I'm judging, okay, so with Star Trek, that's a little bit of a niche case. If we're talking about a TV show or movies,
Well, all these are movie franchises, so
Yeah.
we'll omit the TV shows. There is the original 6 movies that had the original cast, and then they made a couple movies with Next Generation. They made a couple movies with other casts. But if we're talking about like the reboot, quote unquote, because it's kind of old now, it's like a decade old.
Yeah.
There's only 3 of those, and that's just because it kind of I don't know. There was some production issues, and then also the guy who played Chekhov, he died in a freak accident, and he was only like 27 years old. So that kind of like put a pin in the franchise as well. So yeah.
Yeah, well, that unfortunately that's what I'm basing my opinion on is the reboot. With that being because that's the first thing that comes to mind would be when I'm thinking about like at least watching Star Trek is the reboot series. I mean, it would be a soft right if it was the TV show, just because I've seen bits and clips of it when mom would watch it. She got into it for a little while.
The original series or Next Generation or Deep Space Nine?
The original series for the TV show.
Okay.
So soft right on the TV show, but like I watched the movies for like the Star Trek reboot, and I just wasn't there to do it. I mean, I think that I liked the Vulcans. I think it was cool how they kind of showed that, but then it got confusing with time travel stuff, and I tuned it out.
I liked it for a point of time. I actually had one of the phaser guns.
Oh, really?
Like, it was really cool. Like, I don't know if you're not the biggest fan of Star Trek, but like you can set for stun or set for kill, and there would be a button where it would switch what light would be shot, and it would be a red light for kill, blue light for stun, and it was really cool. And that was a really cool toy, to be honest. I took it up to New York when I was 9, and it was like in my luggage, and I was paranoid that they were going to like put it through like an X-ray and see a gun in my bag. But I realized, it actually had to be,
Real
metal or something like that. It was just a fucking plastic toy and shit like that. But yeah, I just remember being paranoid about that as like a 9-year-old or an 8-year-old. Like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna go sent to jail because I have a gun in my bag. But it was one of those phaser guns from Star Trek. And yeah, I grew up on that. I Of course Star Wars is always going to trump Star Trek. But there's a soft spot in my heart for Star Trek.
I was talking with John Michael the other day. He told me like Orville with Seth MacFarlane is pretty funny.
Yeah, it's supposed to be it's basically what we were talking about with like parody shows, with like the other movies that we were talking about. Just recently got into Pirates. When I mean just recently, I mean like in the last 2 months.
Where Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing, or
that's kind of it. And it was one of those things where it's like it was due. Like I needed to start watching these just because why haven't I? So I've only seen the first 2.5 so far because I haven't finished the third one. But I'll probably eventually finish those. And then Mission Impossible, I don't think I've ever actively seen unless I was like on an international flight. And really? It was like, oh, the new Mission Impossible is here.
For me, I'm also basing some of these off the Lego franchises because Lego Indiana Jones, oh my God, terrible game. Like you couldn't play that. It was just, you would fall into like pits all the time. The whip didn't work right. Indiana Jones was the best character that you could unlock in the game, but you get him from the start. So it's like, why am I even playing this anymore? There's nothing better. Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't much better. Even the spin-off games for Pirates of the Caribbean that weren't Lego, that were just like based off the movies themselves, pretty meh. I'll admit there are some good Pirates of the Caribbean scenes, like where he's like running on top of that water wheel, fighting and all that. Like maybe I'll give Pirates of the Caribbean a right that it deserves. Maybe I'll switch it up. But Indiana Jones, yeah, the movies bored me a little bit every now and then.
The classic, they're classics. I feel like not I have to swipe right, but like I feel like it would be. I wouldn't be a movie fan if I swipe right or left on Indiana Jones. That trope of movie can get boring though. I don't understand what this new one is going to be about, because have you heard they're making a new one?
Is it? I can't even imagine.
I think it's Indiana Jones is trying to get his penis to work again.
I can see that. Yep.
Yeah.
He got it caught in the fridge again.
Oh yeah. No, they're using the whip too much in the bedroom.
Oh my.
Oh my. But yeah, Mission Impossible.
Wait till they bust out the crystal skull.
But yeah, Mission Impossible. I hate the Lego, the franchise for it. The Saw Legos. Holy shit. You're talking about you think Saw the movies are gory? Look at the Lego Saw. Oh yeah,
they're ripping off arms and legs. Right.
Oh my gosh, you just had that ready? Is that Minecraft Steve?
Yeah. Well, not anymore.
Oh, god damn.
Because that's what they do in Saw. I mean, I swiped right to Saw. I just love the traps. I don't know if like that's me just being like way into gore or something like that. It's not even some of the movie, like it's fake blood. Like it gets to the point where some of the traps get so nonsensical after like the 6th movie.
Why'd you stop talking?
That where was I at? Oh yeah, so I don't know. Also the stories. Okay, so if I was to give like I would swipe left on Saw's story, because holy hell does it get so convoluted between every movie. But I'm gonna swipe right on like the traps. Like they're just fun to watch. It's just crazy to think like how would you get out of this scenario? And some of the traps like are a lot easier to get out of than they make them to be. I don't know. For me, I'm just into some of that crazy stuff. So I'm a sick man. So
I swear I know that we went to a party of yours, Grant, and that for the entire night, you boys watched Saw.
Mhm.
When I say you boys, I fell asleep after like halfway through the first one, and I don't remember.
Wait till the 3rd. Maybe.
Grant, I don't remember it at all. Then I swear.
Do you remember any of the traps?
No.
Really?
Yeah. I have vague memories. Did somebody have to chop off their leg because it was in like a bear trap?
Yes. No, there is like
he cut his foot off because he was in a cuff.
There we go.
Yeah.
In the first
okay.
one.
There we go. See, I watched the first one. I think that's it, man. So it was a swipe left for me on Saw. I don't think I've ever seen any of the Sharknados.
Really?
But I do believe, was one of them filmed here?
Probably. I don't know if it's Orlando, but it had to have been like Miami or like one of the beaches. I feel like they would.
Yeah. Okay. So Sharknado 3 was filmed
in Orlando.
Filmed in Orlando. Yeah.
What? Where in Orlando?
Universal Studios.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That's great. Okay. Well, hey, that's another reason why you should swipe right to it.
I gotta see it. I'm not gonna swipe left on or right on something or left based off of the Lego franchise and Sharknado. No, I'm not gonna go back to that again. For our viewers at home, Mission Impossible, Saw, and Sharknado do not have Lego franchises.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, Sharknado. Yeah, it's not like classic A24 like film like cinema or anything like that, you know, but it's just that's the point of it though. It's supposed to be funny with how nonsensical it is. You have even Biz Markie, like the most obscure rapper, like in one of the movies. He's the guy that his song is you got what I need. Like just an obscure rapper like from that long ago to have him in these films. I don't know, there's just a lot of weird cameos, which I'm like, okay, I'm here for it, you know. So
I think I think one of the members of NSYNC is in one of the Sharknado movies as well.
really,
Yeah. Let's see. Chris Kirkpatrick was in Sharknado 3.
what?
Oh yeah. I think I gotta watch Sharknado 3. It was filmed in Universal. You got fucking Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC. Let's go.
You could probably skip ahead to the third one. I don't think they really follow that good of a story together. Maybe they do, but like from what memory serves, you're probably gonna jump ahead.
Yeah.
No.
We didn't talk about Jaws.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about that like the other night, but I was like, I've only seen like maybe the first two. I remember watching one of the Jaws at a party. Was it JD's party back in the day?
Yeah, I that's the only time I've seen a Jaws movie. Was
We
at
also,
a party.
JD, we also saw that you subscribed to the YouTube channel. Big shout out.
Yeah, hey, shout out to all our new patrons. Thank you guys for your contributions, and we're gonna have that weekly content each week. You know, yeah. That's why it's weekly content.
Yeah, no, Jaws, good series. It's just I didn't get that in love with it. Like it wasn't like Jurassic Park to me, you know, where you're like really into sharks.
Yeah, yeah. Um, nah, never really got into Jaws. Never really got into King Kong.
Yeah, Rise of the Planet of the Apes was pretty good though.
Hey, yeah,
It's a good
I like
trilogy.
I like Planet of the Apes. That'd be a soft swipe right to me.
Yeah.
The new ones.
Yep.
I tried watching the original Planet of the Apes, and I got thrown off by the fact that they were talking monkeys.
Yeah.
Wasn't really
Where did they even get those?
talking monkeys.
Yeah, where did they get those for that? That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure it was apist.
Ah, yeah. Wouldn't hold up to today.
No, yeah. Talking monkeys should be played by monkeys. Mm-hmm.
And if you
Trying to think of, huh?
If you don't agree, we're gonna swipe left to you.
Yeah. Trying to think of any last minute franchises to include. Sing.
Sing like
That's singing animal movie.
isn't there only two movies?
That's a franchise. No, I'm just playing.
You said Despicable Me.
Oh, why didn't we talk about Despicable Me?
Well, we noted that they were the goats, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we did when we were planning this episode. Okay. The first three Despicable Me's were great.
Mm-hmm.
Minions was just a bunch of jibber jabber. And I have yet to see The Rise of Gru, which, Grant?
Rise of Gru, it's a little bit like Minions, where they focus a lot more on the Minions than they do on Gru. It would have been, it would have been cool if they focused a little bit more on like Gru's backstory and everything that makes him into the person. I mean, they do touch on that is what happens, but like, it's kind of like I think a good example.
Bet out.
I feel like it's kind of similar to how like Robert Pattinson like didn't do a good Bruce Wayne, you know, like that's what I'm getting when it comes to young Gru and Rise of Minions, whatever the fuck the name of the movie is. It's just not the same.
Bet out. Get it up.
Oh, you're speaking in me. I thought you said like spit it out, and that's why I was like I kept going.
No, I was saying bet out, which is how they say hello, like bet out. And then apparently when they see the ice cream truck and I forget what movie it is. I think it's Despicable Me 2. They're like, gelato! Oh, man.
I love
Yeah.
how they also randomly speak Spanish, and that's what I got a lot too into the movie. They're like la música, like they start
Yeah.
speaking. It's crazy.
It's great.
Fine.
Well, I think it's about that time where we roll the credits on this episode of I'd Swipe Right to That.
I'm your co-host, Grant Smith.
I'm the other co-host, Ian Castro.
I'm your producer, Darren Wilkinson.
And this has been I'd
Swipe right to that.
No, we have to start over. This has been I'd
Swipe
right
to
that.
Stay for the after credit scene and kiss your waifu pillow on the lips tonight.
That's what the after credits is. Good night.
Good night.